Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'll just show you an example of an episode on Buzzsprout, and then show you, how this also appears on other channels. So this is one from Signals. Let's just give it a little listen. Guy has opted, I think, to actually just do the audio ad, and then it just starts reading the article right away. You can have it read the headline or not. So let's take a look.
Audible stories made possible by the Prescott Hearing Center. Get your free hearing test today. On January 19, 2021, the Yavapai County Superior Court judge dismissed the lawsuit brought against Yavapai County attempting to halt the construction of the Criminal Justice Center in Prescott.
Okay, so that's on Buzzsprout, but you see it's connecting you with all these other channels. So I could open up Spotify and get that same story here. I don't know where it is on this list, but here we go. So the cool thing also is that we can pull in the images, so it's not just going to be a bunch of your logo over and over. We can pull the featured image from the story.
Audible stories made possible by the Prescott Hearing Center. Superior Court judge dismissed the lawsuit brought against Yavapai County attempting to halt the construction of the Criminal Justice Center in Prescott. The lawsuit, brought by William E. Williams, claimed that the Justice Center construction site contained environmental contaminants and that the county failed to properly remediate the site prior to beginning construction.
The other thing I like about these is that you've got the text in front of you. I mean, in case you want to kind of read it or just copy and paste someone's name and look them up, it's all being carried through in this little kind of teaser. So, I mean, yeah.
Can I jump in real quick and show you something too? Is not only does it provide the episode description, and as Matt mentioned, the featured image, which is great. But it also provides automatically the link to the article back to the news site. And we're finding already that our podcast platforms are becoming bigger referrers to our site than some of these legacy social media sites we've been using for a couple of years.
We're seeing the same thing at E&P. When I look at our analytics, we're getting hits from the Spotifys of the world because we do a link directly back to our podcast page. And people are coming back to reference the actual magazine website. It's actually an audience builder. I agree. It's fascinating to watch. It's almost, and it gets shared. It's just it's a wonderful tool to build audience. Let's get into where the rubber hits the road. How big is this market, Matt, in your opinion? I mean, you're obviously, you're all in. I haven't heard, I have not had a lot of, and we're really in touch with what's going on with a lot of the technology companies out there. A lot of your competitors, we love them dearly, or, advertise with us, and we use a lot of services. Sure. But you're all in on this audio thing. I mean, more than I've seen elsewhere. Why is that? How big is this?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think the size is it's huge already, and it's growing in the younger demographics, definitely. Probably just a little bit disproportionately, but it's growing across the board. And we're seeing, there's actually a report that came out from this company, AdsWiz. They do programmatic advertising on podcasts. So they're really ahead of the game. And they put out a report based on a bunch of research. It showed the news genre was the #1 podcast category. I mean, if you're looking at the revenue opportunity, it looks like podcasts represent 19% of digital audio buys. 64% of leading brands are spending more or about the same in podcasts despite COVID. And just to go back to that early statistic, 60% listen once a week. I mean, it's more like 80% if you're talking, monthly. So the audience is huge, but the frequency that they're tuning in is remarkable. It's on the level of a weekly newspaper. So it's just a very natural fit for us. We mainly work with weekly community newspapers. So, for them to just be able to offer a podcast, they'll be the only podcast in that market, because really it's just too expensive to produce one of these things manually. And, so if they can just start building that audience now, and then the revenue will come with it, assuming the audience grows.
So basically, that's always the stumbling block has been resources. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I always get yelled at whenever we do, we interview one of the larger media companies where I made a little fun of Kristen, where there actually is a digital team of 15. You know what I mean? huge digital teams. And they go, we don't have the resources. We're lucky if we can get our one production person to help us with the website. This is completely, again, I mean, take me again, Kristen, how easy this is for you in your small market to start expanding and play like a big player here. You don't do anything more than just generate the content and it's seamless, correct?
Correct. We keep being the newspaper that we are, putting it on our website like we've been doing for years. And all we had to do was say, turn on this feature, and it's there. How
about the culture shift? Is your newsroom behind it? I mean, do the reporters now feed you different ideas and thoughts and things? Like, for example, we have a question here. Anybody pondering a hybrid writing style? Grant, you're asking incredible questions. Thank you. That works in traditional print as well as website read. In other words, is it changing the? Oh, Guy, go ahead. You've got an answer for him.
One of the best questions I've seen today, and that was something that actually we're training on as I'm working with my assistant digital editor, if you will, and teaching them how to slightly rework certain articles. So if it's like a list being given, we have to add a little bit. So if it is then transferred to Audible, it hears better. So Grant, that's a fantastic question. And then once we get in the habit of it doing that way, readers aren't going to even notice it, but the listeners are.
And it doesn't hurt the physical printed or web page product. You're simply just altering for a new way to deliver content, correct?
Right. And ideally, again, with the especially smaller, but even the larger publishers, we always try to leverage our content for multiple platforms. So if it's a video and it's a good video, it's interesting, we'll create a written story out of it through transcription. We'll create a podcast out of it. And of course, it's already a video. So we're publishing to multiple platforms with one article.
It's amazing. And then again, once you put it into your Buzzsprout, it's going everywhere. I mean, it's where I hate to use an old term, but it's where the action is. You're getting it into Apple. You're getting it into Stitcher. You're getting it into Pandora. That's it.
To play on what you were referring to earlier is we're now in the bathroom, we're in the car, we're in the newsroom, we're in the office, we're on the couch at home.
And more importantly, you're on the mobile device, which is in the bathroom, the car, the beach, everywhere. Right. This is where you got to be in today's world.
Yes, sir.
If you want, but Matt, I see you like looking at stuff. What do you want to share with us? We only have 5 minutes left. Do you have anything else?